I believe in these guys. So when we started Rackspace, I flew the founders up to New York, and we went and saw the guru, Jack Trout, the guy who wrote the book, Positioning the Battle for Your Mind. And as we sat in front of him and described what we were doing in this dedicated server market, at that time, every single server that we had, we would custom build. So we had customized, dedicated servers for business. We thought about every single word. These were not for home hobbyists. We wanted the price high enough so that home hobbyists wouldn't want to buy our stuff, right? But it was low enough that we could kind of sneak in under Digix and the other guys. And our first thing, and the other thing that we did is we said, okay, customized dedicated servers for business, and we're going to have a clear enemy. Who is the enemy there, please? Virtual hosting. So our enemy is virtual hosting. I want you to notice the logo. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And our first positioning statement is definitely there. Customized dedicated servers for business. And you'll notice it's from $150,000 to $50,000 per month. Now, do you think that we had any customers paying us $50,000 per month when we were just starting? No. Our average revenue per server was something like $430 or something like that. But we were very aspirational in terms of where we could go, yet staying consistent with our message. Okay. Secondly, I won't make y'all guess, but in our book, Sex Potentially Sells, so we decided we'll run an ad and see if that works for this target market. And again, share me, no way. Who's our enemy there? Shared hosting, right? Still notice the logo. And our first positioning statement is there, customized dedicated service for business. Do y'all think that this ad was very popular in the target market? No. We got so much hate mail, it was unbelievable. This was the first week of June '99, and literally within 2 weeks, we pulled it. Because it was offending so many people. People were claiming that we were spamming it. It was amazing. All right, so then we went to later in that month, and we said, well, we need to expand our enemy list again, and you're going to hear me talk about kill sheets and enemies. So our other enemy, we added to virtual hosting. Who was the other enemy? Come on, guys. Co-location, right. So literally, we're stating it explicitly in the ad. I'm not hiding anything. I'm telling everybody, I want to be the alternative to co-location or virtual hosting because I understand who I'm competing against. And this is where I wanted you to see the other logo. Notice the new logo. Okay, now why is that important? Okay, the answer is it's important because when we got the first ads out there, we knew that that wasn't the greatest logo in the world. And honestly, it was okay with us. It was more important to get the message out, to start selling something, to get interaction, get feedback before we had it perfected. Okay? And that's one of the messages I want y'all to leave here is, for God's sake, get going. I don't care whether your messages are perfect. I don't care whether your logos are perfect, your ads are perfect. It's better to get it out there. All right? Got to go quicker. You'll see that we switched our positioning. Customized dedicated servers for Windows for business wasn't working. We switched it to the internet server made simple because we were making this whole thing simple. The other thing that we did, and I've talked about this in the past, is we sacrificed. Okay? So notice our focus on, what are we focusing on? Linux. 100% Linux is what we were, right? And I'll say that, Microsoft really loved that. Once they saw that, they started calling us. And once we called us, we were like, wow, well, why are we choosing Linux? We had this conversation. It was fast, 100% uptime. It was a niche following. Nobody else wanted it. It didn't cost anything. And then I said, well, look, if we are truly going after Linux and nobody else wanted it, all of a sudden we became what? The largest Linux dedicated hoster there was back then, right? So I said, man, so our enemy is now not only co-location and virtual hosting, but it's also running your own server, because a lot of people said, I run my own server. And I said, man, if that's the enemy, let's get that out in the ads and let them know there's an alternative to running your own server. And we started really claiming the leadership space in Linux, and that's when Microsoft said, we're going to come sit down with y'all in San Antonio. And I'm glad that they did. You'll also notice in this next one, we start focusing, and this is where y'all have such an exciting opportunity in the cloud space. We said, dedicated servers is fine. People understand co-location. They understand shared hosting. There's a new category, managed hosting. Managed hosting. Nobody else was really using it at the time. But we said, number one, we're going to go buy the domain. And we paid an exorbitant amount of money for the domain. And then we didn't use it because we wanted it to become the de facto. But we focused on that managed hosting category. We had a new logo. This is our third logo that y'all have seen just in this presentation. And this is in 2000, so from December 98, so 99 till 2000, not a very long time. Now it's Rackspace Managed Hosting. So you can see we're iterating. Number 9 out of the 10 slides. September of 2000, you finally see Rackspace's third and final difference, and that is fanatical support. And we had talked about fanatical support inside the company for a long time. John will remember this. But we really never talked about it as a marketing message outside until people started saying to us, like, wow, y'all's support is really different. It's really unbelievable. Everybody's like really energetic, frenetic. They want to handle it. They want to do everything above and beyond. We once had a customer that called us from London. He had a problem, and literally he needed his drives, and we just said, okay, go get on a plane and fly the drives to London. It wasn't particularly profitable for us, but man, if you're going to deliver that level of service, that's what you do. Okay? So, fanatical support. And then in July of 2003, we actually switched our marketing. So that's all we were saying in our marketing is fanatical support is the difference. So this is when you can look at it and say, whether you like it or don't like it, we understood what we were about. We were willing to draw a line in the sand and say, that's what this company's about. And we went to market, and it pretty much worked. Okay? So that's our difference. So what word did we own? Everybody, please? Fanatical support. All right, come on. Got it. And this isn't even the first presentation in the morning. All right, so what goal did that lead to, right? So you own something. All of a sudden, once you own something, it's really powerful because now it starts driving things within the company. It starts driving activities. And so we said, well, really what we want to do is we want to be recognized as one of the world's great service companies like Lexus, Nordstrom, Ritz-Carlton. And literally everybody in the company got it. It was a higher goal. And it drove what they wanted to do every single day. All right.